My name is Sarah Neufeld. I'm a general contractor and have a company, Coast Catalyst Construction. Today we're in beautiful British Columbia, Black Creek, and we are going to assess some damage here on this wall behind me. The owners have noticed a lot of moisture on the inside, and upon brief inspection noticed that the water has been penetrating past the window seals into the sheathing and perhaps the studs and joists. So we're going to rip off the siding and assess it, and we'll show you the process of how we deal with that, as well as the process of how we properly now wrap the windows, install new windows, and button everything back up. So stay tuned.
Okay, as you can see here, there's some definite water damage from underneath the window, a typical spot on where things occur. Here you can see that there's been some sort of carpenter ant get in there and start eating away at this OSB sheathing. So this is just the first 5 minutes here, and we're going to keep peeling everything off and see the full extent of the damage, but not good so far. You can see on this side that it's quite rotten. Water's been getting in, and likely culprit right underneath the windows. Everything is rotten, so we're going to replace that bottom 2x8 beam and all the framing, and take out the windows, fix things up. Here we're having a look at a window, and you can see that underneath all the windows it's all rotten, and part of the reason is that people that installed these windows didn't install them correctly. They installed the vinyl window jamb right to the bare wood, the studs itself. Guys have taken out some of the studs that were in here, but this all underneath all the windows, the whole thing are rotten. It's come down into the cantilevered box joist, and means we need to replace it and reframe it. So just an important note that you get a qualified contractor to install your windows the first time, because if you don't, this is what happens, and then you're paying to do it all over again. So we've replaced all the rotten framing here now, and we've insulated properly. Vapor barrier underneath. So the vapor barrier is on the warm side of the building. Put a 3-inch rigid insulation, and then in between put in a pink insulation to give lots of R value. Reframe these walls, put our insulation back in. So with the insulation, you want to make sure it's just a loose fit, everything's tight, there's no gaps, just like that. Our next stage is we're going to put on some sheathing and then work on the windows, installing them properly with the proper house wrap. So we'll go through that process of how to do the house wrap, weatherproof the sills, put the windows in, and button everything up so that there's no chance of leaking. So we've got our house wrap on here now. The guys have put the plywood on, and we're going to go through how to install a new window. So the first thing that we need to do is we've got the house wrap completely over the window opening. And now we're simply going to locate our corners and cut 45, like so. You want to make sure that we have a continuous seal of that house wrap around the window, so we're just going to use a Tyvek tape tape all our joints. Continuous seal of the air barrier. Make sure that there's no air infiltration into the house. And the air barrier allows any moisture that is within the house to get out. So this is going to stop any sort of leaky window, any cold air drafts, that kind of thing from coming into your house. Okay, we have now cut our Tyvek, prepared it. We're going to put a membrane on the bottom of the window. We're going to go up 6 inches up each wall. So this membrane is a peel and stick, and I have an adhesive in my hand here which I'm going to spray, and on the can it's going to tell you might have to wait a few minutes for that adhesive to get tacky. It's kind of like a contact cement. You can finger just tell if it's tacky or not. Simply cut the blue skin in the corner, wrap it around. We'll then put on a corner patch, or we call them band-aids. I'm simply going to come like that to give you a watertight seal on your bottom. Again, use a primer. Important to make sure you're nice and tight in the corner. You don't want it to cause a problem when you're actually installing the window. Make sure everything's nicely sealed. Now, you also want to make sure that all your windows are in line. And you may see in the background here these guys putting all the windows in, but they use a level to make sure that everything is in line. We shim up our windows on the bottom, and there's different ways of shimming, but we're using these U-shaped shims. We have put all these sills of the windows in level with a builder's level, so we know that they're all very, very close. On this window right here, we've used 2 blue shims, so we're going to start with that. We'll use 2 shims here. Time to put the window in. We're going to put it on the shims that we've just placed right here, and I'm going to have a guy on the inside center the window for me so that we can get the proper insulation on the inside. Level the window. Make sure that it's level. If it's not level, it's going to cause the window to not open correctly. Christopher has got a little mini level inside doing the same thing.
That's good.
Okay, and how's my gap? Fairly close.
Yeah, you're spot on.
Great. So we tacked the window in place with galvanized nails. I like to use 2 1/4 inch galvanized nails. Let's double check to make sure we're level.
A lot of videos.
So we're a little out of level, but that's something that we can correct. I've only tacked it with 1 nail, so I have the ability to correct it. Very good, very level. So when attaching the windows with your nails on these vinyl windows, it's important not to sink your nail heads into the vinyl itself. So you'll notice when I'm nailing, when I get very close for the nail head coming to the edge of the vinyl jamb, I go very slowly and I allow enough room between the nail head and the vinyl, which is very minimal, so that in the
event when the window moves, because it's vinyl, it's going to expand and contract, whether it's hot out or cold out, that window actually has the ability to move. It's not bound by this nail head that's sunk in. So you can watch how I do this. It's very light at the end, so you get the exact right pressure. Important not to nail the tops of your windows. The last step in our window installation is now putting another layer of blue skin over the jamb. We've created a nice seal here, so any water coming down is going to run onto our blue skin, onto our building raft, and down off the building. There's no way that water is going to get inside and rot out the wood. We'll put these two on the side. It's important to make sure that you have positive water overlap. So we'll put these on the sides first, and then we'll put another one on the top like so. Again, we're going to use the primer. There you have a window completely sealed, completely waterproof. We'll put a head flashing up at the top of the window, and then make sure that we have positive overlap onto that, so if any water does get in behind the cladding or the siding, that runs onto the head flashing down over the window. But this window here will never leak.
Yeah, so it's good.